Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking all about the new and upcoming luxury makeup, and I will be sharing whether or not I am planning to purchase in the series I call Love It or Leave It. And the focus today is on holiday previews. I cannot believe it is August and we are already talking about holiday collections, but I have seen so many sneak peeks that we just have to talk about it. As always, I will be linking all of the Instagram accounts that I'm using for these photos down below in the description box. That way you can follow along. Sometimes bigger creators will tag other creators as well, so I'll do my best to track the original source and link all of the accounts. But right now I am using the trend mode page. We have a sneak peek of the Chanel holiday collection before we even have the official launch of the tweed palettes. Here we have an early look at holiday, and I have to tell you, I'm a bit surprised, a little bit underwhelmed by these initial sneak peeks. Now, these are obviously not the promo materials, which they always do an incredible job showing all of the colors, the details of the packaging, the overall story, which I really love and get into. So we don't have that to take into consideration. I think the color story is very wearable. It's very earthy. These are tones that we have certainly seen before, and I really like the design imprinted on top of the powders. However, coming off the heels of last holiday, the advent calendar debacle, the 100th anniversary celebration of Chanel No. 5, which a lot of people felt was a bit of a letdown, I feel a little bit let down by this collection. I was expecting something so over the top and so extravagant that it was just going to blow everybody away, silence all of the haters, if you will, and I don't know if it will do that. It's still too early to tell. I mean, we only have a few pieces. I'm sure there will be more lipsticks, nail polishes, other items that are going to be part of this collection. The eyeshadow palette looks very similar to other palettes we've seen in the past from Chanel. It certainly looks like they kind of combined a few existing palettes into one. You probably can't find this exact palette, but chances are high you have all of these eyeshadows, all of these Chanel eyeshadows in your collection. It's kind of like they took the little leftovers of several palettes and just stuck it together in one really beautiful but boring earth-toned neutral palette. Will I still buy it? Yes, absolutely. I really like these colors. These are the colors that I typically live in, so I don't really feel like it's as much of a waste. Along with the eyeshadow palette, we have a sneak peek at two highlighters for the holiday collection. They look the same design imprinted on top, but two different shades. Both are beautiful. I plan to purchase both because I just don't know which one I would choose. There's a deeper, kind of bronzy, antique gold. What I would say is the quintessential Chanel gold. It's a little bit yellow, more of a brassy gold. And then the other shade is more of a light champagne, maybe more of a skin undertone, pinky champagne gold. I love both. It's called Eclat Lunaire, so I'm guessing that is a moon design imprinted on top of the powder with a giant, what appears to be giant Chanel No. 5 bottle smack dab in the center. I'm not really sure I understand the Chanel No. 5 bottle. It's very pretty either way. I am a Cancer. We are controlled by the moon, so I love anything with a lunar aesthetic, astrological tie-in, the stars, the heavens, the galaxies, I think is always really pretty. So I am excited to see these highlighters in person. I am excited about the eyeshadow palette. I don't think these pictures do it justice. What I find most interesting is the comment section below this post on the Trend Mood page. A lot of negativity down there, and that does tend to happen. I've noticed on a lot of her posts, the collective sentiment, kind of the collective mood is often very judgy, snarky comments, just a lot of negativity in general, not just when it comes to Chanel. But so many people were saying they hated the collection. It looked dirty, it looked muddy. I think that could just be the quality of the photos. So I'm curious to hear from you. I know I have a lot of fellow Chanel lovers that watch my videos. Does this interest you at all? Is it too boring, or is it maybe wearable and it does interest you? When I think about makeup launches starting with fall through the end of the year, I kind of think of it as a gradual progression to the grand finale. This almost feels like an Oreo sandwich. You have the fall eyeshadow, the holiday collection, but the really big deal or at least the collection or the launch that I've seen the most buzz and excitement about, is the Tweed palette launch. I have 2 launches that I already mentioned earlier this week in my Makeup Monday video, but I have to talk about them again because I am excited. These make my mouth water with excitement. The first is new blushes from Gucci. I've seen 4 different shades. The packaging looks beautiful. It's kind of their standard powder packaging with gold stars. But even the shades of blush look so pretty. There's 2 light kind of baby pinks. There's this really deep mauvey berry that looks gorgeous. I've put myself on a very strict no buy until the holidays, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to resist these. I'm going to do my best and hold out. I'm not sure when these are launching, but if I can wait, I'd like to purchase them on sale during the holiday savings event at Sephora. I'd get 20% off. That seems like a much better deal. I've never known Gucci Beauty to go on sale besides the holiday savings event. I could be wrong. I don't know if other department stores ever mark down their Gucci products, but I would like to wait until the holiday savings event. It would make my haul that much better. I'm definitely picking these up at some point. They look gorgeous, and I imagine this packaging would also be refillable. That seems to be the trend of Gucci. And then this blush palette from Charlotte Tilbury. Wow. It's the Beautifying Face palette. These colors are so dreamy. The exterior packaging looks really pretty, but the 2 blush shades, this really pretty mauvey pink and then the deep berry, and then you get 2 highlighters. They look stunning. I imagine you can also use these on the eye. You know what? It actually reminds me of a Pillow Talk version of that bronzer palette that she came out with that I really love, with the 2 bronzers, the 2 highlighters. This is the same thing, but the Pillow Talk version. I cannot wait for this. It has been a long time since I've really gotten excited about a Charlotte Tilbury launch. This is one of them. Also on the Trend Mood page, but not a holiday launch, is a new complexion product from Patrick Ta Beauty. This is a foundation powder in one, similar to the blushes and I think the cream contour, where it comes with a cream and a powder in one product. I will probably not purchase this, but I do think it's interesting for makeup artists. I think it's great for touch-up or anybody who's extremely minimal with their makeup, but I cannot see this being my number one go-to foundation. So for that reason, I think I will most likely skip it. Maybe this is something that I would pick up during the holiday savings event because $52 is just a lot of money to spend on a backup or a touch-up product, in my opinion. This Friday, August 26th, Prada is launching a brand new fragrance called Paradox. What really struck me, what grabbed my attention about it, is the bottle. Looks like a Prada logo, so it's a triangle tilted on the side. I think this is very cute. It's going to cause a little bit of a commotion. It's certainly something you would say, oh, I haven't seen that before, and you would grab off the fragrance shelf. Keynotes include neroli essence, jasmine sambac, Tunisian orange flower heart absolute, bourbon vanilla, white musk. Sounds really yummy, like a fruity floral. Not something I would be comfortable blind buying. I think eventually it will roll out to other department stores, Sephora, if not both. It is on my radar. I want to smell this fragrance. I'm excited to try it. I'm turning now to Chic Profile Official, who has brought us a holiday sneak peek at the Givenchy collection. This packaging looks very pretty. Last year I ended up picking up the Givenchy highlighter. Beautiful. One of my favorite loose highlighters. I like to use it on the eyes. And it came with a little sponge that whenever you tap it on the cheek, it just would melt into the face. So I loved the highlighter I picked up last year. This powder looks very nice. I already have a couple Givenchy powders. I need to see what I have because I like the look of this violet pink quad look. If this is translucent, I will definitely skip, but if it has some of these pink and purple qualities to it, I may end up picking it up because I've been looking for a pink setting powder. This looks a little bit more violet than pink. I picked up the Westman Atelier Pink Bubble. I've been using it a lot lately, and I do really like the powder itself, but it doesn't really give a pink tint to the skin. I doubt this Givenchy would leave a pink cast either, but that would interest me if that was the case. I do like the top, how it looks like a puffer jacket, and then there's a really pretty silver, kind of futuristic red lipstick. I'm not in the market for reds. I have so many from past holiday collections, so the lipstick is an easy skip. I need to know more information about this powder. The Cle De Peau holiday collection looks incredible. They always do an amazing job with their packaging, and I always say every year that I'm going to pick up something from the collection, but it's always so small. I never feel like there's a big launch online. You almost have to have a contact in store to let you know that it's available. I always end up skipping it, but this year I am determined to pick up this illuminating powder. It looks really beautiful. I love the exterior. It's kind of blue stars. There's birds on it. Looks like an astrology motif on all of these products. The eyeshadow palette looks very pretty. For a quad, I think these colors are really interesting, and I like the gold stars on top. That minty green, I think, is a really beautiful, fun pop of color in this palette. So the palette looks pretty. I love the look of this highlighter. There's also a translucent powder, which looks really pretty, and then a couple lipsticks. All of them look gorgeous. I think the real draw here is that fun limited edition holiday packaging. For the first time in a long time, I think Dior Holiday looks more interesting to me than the Chanel holiday collection. I only have a sneak peek at a few of the holiday gifts that they always do every year. This beautiful black and silver minaterie, I believe is what they called it. I purchased the gold set last year. It's very pretty. It's like a little lipstick purse that you can take with you as a lipstick clutch. I have not worn it even a single time, but it is beautiful. I love the lipsticks, and I'm still happy I bought it because I just like looking at it. It's so pretty. Well, they're doing that again this year. I guess they learned that people were going crazy for it because it sold out really quickly. This year, it's black and silver, which I don't love as much as the gold, if I'm being honest. Looks like the same sort of concept. You get one full-size lipstick and then a couple refills. You can take the larger side of the compact or the individual lipstick case. I don't really care. I'm interested. I kind of want this. This to me looks like one of those holiday collector's items. I would buy this every single year if they continue to come out with it. This to me is a better collectible from Dior Holiday than the gold lipsticks that they also come out with every year. I saw one of these travel makeup palettes listed on Poshmark already, so the leaks are out there. This looks really nice as well. Black and silver seems to be the colors, or this picture actually looks like black and gold. It's either black and gold or black and silver. The eyeshadow palette in this travel makeup palette looks really beautiful. This interests me. I'm never interested in these large travel palettes, but this I might pick up. And then there's also an eyeshadow palette. Standard colors, they always do pretty neutral tones because these products are meant to be purchased as gifts during the holidays, like that easy gift where you say, yep, give me 3 and cross everybody off your list. The memory is seared into my brain of gift wrapping so many of these little sets during the holidays when I worked in cosmetic retail. So I understand why they would keep it pretty neutral, wearable colors. These aren't going to be the most interesting shades because they're meant to be basically universal. Nars Holiday also looks really beautiful, but the first time I saw this image, I kind of thought to myself, whoa, the packaging is pretty, but those colors look so familiar. I would have to go back and look at some of their past palettes. I think you have to maybe really love Nars to want to collect them all. There's just a bit too much overlap, I think, but I would love to see them in person. I think the Nars palettes are always really beautiful, and I like that you get a lot of different shades, so you have a ton of variety, but they are a bit smaller, so they don't take up quite as much room. Up close, it almost looks like a palette that needs to be split in half and separated. You have the 6 warmer shades, which look like a cohesive color story, and then the other 6 shades look pretty cohesive, but then you stick them together and doesn't quite make sense. I'm not sure. It looks like bits and pieces, fragments from past palettes to me. And we are in luck because I just spotted this about 20 minutes ago. I just happened to open up my phone and it was there. A sneak peek at the Tom Ford holiday collection. Looks very pretty. Very similar to past Soleil Neige collections, 2 eyeshadow palettes. One of them looks incredibly sparkly, the Chalet Lust. looks like all shimmer or all metallics, and then Après Ski, which looks neutral but a little bit more of satin finish, a little bit more subdued, not a true matte, but more of that satin, light reflecting but not really sparkly. Both look really nice. I'm not sure I would go out of my way to pick up either of these. I'm most interested in the Chalet Lust because I like the look of that kind of violet pink. Looks really nice. The Après Ski looks like the more wearable of the two. I'm curious. I would certainly like to see them in person. But if I had to choose a favorite, I would say Chalet Lust right now. And then one of the clear silver lip balms. They always sell out so quickly. It reminds me of Winky Lux. I think it's a bit gimmicky. I know these are always incredibly popular. And I know some people who love this product. They think it's the most amazing lip balm ever. They're always so expensive. I just cannot justify it. Besides what we just talked about, the other items that I'm really interested in seeing for holiday would be the rest of the Dior collection, because if the Dior gifts are that amazing, I would love to see the rest of it. I'm hoping it is incredible, although maybe not because I'd like to save some money. But Dior, I'd love to see the rest. Charlotte Tilbury usually comes out with one of her larger palettes. I think I've collected them all for the past few years. Might be a year that I decide to skip, but the palette I picked up last year, I believe it was the Smoky Eyes to Hypnotize. Amazing, one of my favorites. That and Pillow Talk would be tied for top two. Gorgeous eyeshadow palette. I think it's her best value of the year. I always say I would much rather invest in those larger palettes, even if they only come once during the holidays, versus her little quads, because they're $53 for 4 shadows versus $75 for 12 eyeshadows, and they're usually incredibly beautiful. So I cannot wait to see the Charlotte Tilbury Holiday Collection, specifically her palette. Chantecaille always does an amazing holiday collection. I believe last year it was a little bit so-so, it was very small. But Chantecaille is just one of those brands that sometimes I find them to be a little bit snoozy, easy to skip the products, but then they will come out with something amazing that just blows my mind. I have to have it. It ends up being one of the most beautiful makeup items in my collection. I think last year it was the spring collection, or maybe it was a couple years ago. The Flower Power collection for spring was a wow. The really beautiful Gold Dust holiday collection from a couple years ago was wow. And it's usually a smaller collection, so you can pick up 1 or 2 really special pieces. Actually, was it the Pearl collection last year? Whatever the Pearl collection was, amazing. To die for. Love those Pearl compacts. I have skipped all of the seasonal collection launches from Chantecaille so far this year. It's one of those brands that you can never count them out. They could come through at the end with something really dazzling and glamorous that's amazing, and you just have to have it. So I am excited to see what they have in store for us. But that completes today's video. Those are all of the sneak peeks I have. My holiday shopping list is full at the moment. I'm a little bit scared, but there's a lot of really exciting pieces. I'm very curious to hear from you. Make sure you sound off down below. Let me know, what are you interested in? What holiday collection looks the best? What are you least excited about? We will keep the conversation going in the comment section. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.